Much of the nation has eagerly followed the romantic plots of period dramas, but what about love stories in real history? Here are 5 British castles with stories sure to make you swoon. First, we have Kenilworth Castle in Warwickshire, where, over a period of 3 weeks, Robert Dudley attempted to win the hand of Elizabeth I. The lavish entertainments involved music, dancing and hunting, and it all came at no small cost. Dudley spent £60,000 on building works alone in his efforts to woo the Queen, and unfortunately he did not succeed, but the occasion has gone down as the longest, most expensive party of Elizabeth's 44-year reign. Second is Oxford Castle. John Lilburne, leader of the Levellers, a radical political movement during the mid-17th century civil wars, was imprisoned here for defending a parliamentarian position at Brentford in Middlesex. He was forced to await trial and the possibility of being sentenced to death. A week before his trial was due to take place, Lilburne managed to smuggle a letter to his wife, which she delivered to the House of Commons. The letter, explaining his predicament, proposed the House threatened to execute 4 royalist officers in retaliation if a sentence was carried out against Lilburne. The House granted Elizabeth permission to take their reply to Oxford Castle on the 17th of December, and that she did, 3 months pregnant on horseback overnight. Resultantly, the trial was called off, and Elizabeth's moonlit journey saved her husband from the gallows. Next is Tintagel Castle in Cornwall, the birthplace, according to 12th century writer Geoffrey of Monmouth, of King Arthur, and as far as tales of legendary lovers go, Tintagel isn't short of them. Cornish and Breton writers have also linked the castle to the story of Tristan and Isolde, a fictional knight and princess who began an adulterous affair after consuming a love potion. Dobroyd is a castle only in name, but its backstory is not short of romance. The mansion was built in the latter half of the 19th century by John Fielden, the son of a wealthy industrialist who had fallen in love with a local weaver named Ruth Stansfield. According to legend, when John proposed marriage, Ruth said she would accept on one condition, that he built her a castle on a hill. 10 years after the couple married, John did indeed build Ruth her castle, designed by John Gibson at a reported cost of £71,589. The last of our historic sites steeped in stories of romance is Penrhyn Castle in North Wales. A phrase etched onto one of the tower windows was long thought to be a meaningless mixture of Latin words, but the code was finally cracked in 2012. It was Italian, albeit with a few errors. It reads to be loved whilst loving, but who wrote these words? One theory is that it was the daughter of Conservative MP Lord Penrhyn, Lady Alice Douglas Pennant, who lived at the castle over 100 years ago. The story goes that she fell in love with a gardener, and her father, who did not approve, forced her to stay in the nursery to keep them apart.